All right, and it's 6 o'clock. Good evening, everyone. I am Kimberly M. Starks, accredited public relations practitioner and principal consultant of the specialist communications firm Blue Scorpion Reputation Management. This evening, we are going to have attorney TJ Mihill join us. He is the partner at Owen Gleaton, which is an attorney's a law firm here in Atlanta. But you did bring up a good point, TJ, about hiring the team of experts. Of course, when you start a business, you definitely have to have your attorney. You definitely have to have your CPA. So what other experts should be a part of the mix when you are starting your business?
So that depends on the type of business you're doing.
Okay.
My initial answer is insurance. Insurance is always a great thing to have. What insurance you're going to need obviously varies by what business you're going to do. Are people going to be in and out of your space? Are you going to need, to cover potential slips and falls or personal injuries? Do you need to have advertising injury? Do you need to have car coverage? So there's lots of different questions. And again, knowing what you can cover and should cover, the best thing you can do for your company and for yourself is to get good insurance against anything that you can insure against. Because to your benefit, not only will you then have somebody else's wallet to pay those damages out of, but in many cases, if you do get sued, your insurance company may provide you with an attorney to represent you in that suit. So you not only save on the money that you would spend covering any judgment, but you don't have to spend the tens and hundreds, sometimes of thousands of dollars to get the legal defenses to get to that point. So insurance is a great thing to have up front. Again, CPA, so that you can maximize your financial returns, advice from a lawyer, both in setting up your company and setting up your contracts. But then depending on your business, do you need real estate space? Maybe you need a broker who can find you the appropriate office space or tell you pros and cons about what you're looking for and where you need to go. Do you need a payroll specialist? Are you going to have anybody on payroll? Are you going to have anybody who does those things? So it kind of depends a little bit on your individual business, but that's why I say planning your business before you start your business is critical, because you want to have those things in place before you move on. Informing your company, for example, let's say you do want to rent an office or you do want to hire employees. Well, you obviously want to rent that office or hire those employees through that corporate entity. Because if you're the one who personally signs the lease, then it doesn't matter that you formed a corporation. Your corporation isn't the one who gets sued if the lease has a problem. It comes back to you. You're the one on the lease. You want the company to be the thing on the lease. If you hire an employee, again, you want your company to hire the employee, not you directly. If you're going to pay payroll to your employee, can you do it yourself for a couple of paychecks? Sure, if you had to, but are you taking out proper taxes? Are you making sure you're doing withholdings and your tax procedures properly? You want to have someone in place to make sure that as that paycheck goes out, you've paid them properly, you've paid them their proper hours, you've paid them their proper overtime if that's an issue, you've done your proper withholdings if that's an issue. So it's best to make sure you've got all these things in place before you do the thing that you would use them for. And it's not always super expensive. Right? To go and get a CPA and sit down with a CPA and have a consultation about how to start your business. If you're going to do your taxes with them anyway, they might not even charge you to do that initial consultation. And even if they do, a couple $100 to protect your home and car and bank account is a couple $100 well spent. Same thing with a lawyer. If you pay a few $100 or, a little more, if they're going to help you set up some things or create some contracts, and those prevent those tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars of litigation down the line, that's money well spent. Like I said when I opened this, if people come to me on the front end and say, hey, I'd like to pay you, whatever it takes, $750 to review my commercial lease, before I sign it and make sure I know what I'm signing, that $750 means that maybe you didn't sign a terrible lease that we could never get out of, or that had some terms you weren't aware of, or that didn't allow you to do the warehousing you needed for your business on site. And now you're stuck in a 10-year lease that you can't get out of and doesn't work for your business. And now you're stuck in litigation that costs a whole lot more than $750, which would have gotten you out of that situation to begin with. So I certainly don't suggest you spend your entire business startup fund on other experts, but there are some times that spending a little now saves you a whole lot later, both in time and in hassle and in expense.